tell your boyfriend next time he around.
I don't really care enough about what people think of me to conform to anything.
We're devastated and I'm speechless.
I've been banging on for the last 3 years about the fact that she hadn't taken any drugs for 3 years. Well, alcohol was a different issue. How do you control somebody else's addictions?
I think she was a strong young lady that had a weakness.
I don't know, I guess it's a weakness, isn't it? It's a weakness.
Tonight, a superstar's life cut short. Now, singer Amy Winehouse's father is courageously opening up about the death of his beloved and supremely talented daughter. The soulful singer and 6-time Grammy winner Amy Winehouse tragically died of accidental alcohol poisoning. At the young age of 27, fans converged on her London home to grieve for the woman who wowed the whole world with super hits like Back to Black from Island Records. Amy's father's got a must-read new book. It's called Amy, My Daughter, and I urge everyone who's a parent to check this out. Joining me now, I'm very privileged to have with me on set the man who was so close to Amy that she had Daddy's little girl, or Daddy's girl, tattooed on her arm to honor her father, Mitch Winehouse. Thank you so much. Your book, extraordinary. I'm in the process of reading it, but first of all, I'd like to say that I admire you for your ability to be so brave and to talk about not only her achievements, but her struggles, particularly with hard drugs. What would you say to parents who might be in the same situation that you were in? What advice, what can we learn from this tragedy?
That's a very good question, Jane. I'm not sure because I'm not qualified to give any advice. And the thing is we sought the best advice that we could get in the UK. I sat with 6 of the most eminent clinical psychologists in the UK, and they actually were arguing in front of me about what we should do. So really, if they couldn't give me the correct... I mean, the thing is, you've got to follow your heart. You really have to follow your heart. Some will say tough love, some will say soft love, and somewhere in the middle you will find the correct approach, the approach that is right for your daughter and is right for your family.
As long as the word love is in there somewhere, I suppose that's exactly the main point. Of course, the song that really made Amy a superstar is Rehab from Republic Records.
I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, just try to make me go to rehab. I won't go.
If you listen to those lyrics closely, you hear Amy singing, "My daddy thinks I'm fine." But, Mitch, there was a moment where you described, actually it's on page 86, that a doctor tells you Amy had, quote, just taken drugs, probably crack cocaine, and you go on to say, words cannot describe the depths to which I plummeted. I had to sit down before I fell. This was a bombshell. Amy had always been dead against hard drugs. Why had that changed? So, why had that changed? Was her meteoric rise to superstardom part of it? Because that often is.
No, I don't think so. I think it was partly to do with my mother's passing, May 2006, and she was at her most vulnerable. She was devastated, as we all were, but she was extra devastated, so close to my mum. And at that point, Blake, her future husband, re-emerged. And Blake, with a woman who was vulnerable, that is not a good mix. That can only end one way, and that's disaster. And he took the blame. He said that he introduced Amy to Class A drugs. She took to it like a duck to water. Great words to say about your wife. That's what he said, quotes. So whether she would have found her another way to Class A drugs or not, I can't say. But he stood up and said he is responsible for that. He's certainly not responsible for her death, but he is responsible for introducing her to Class A drugs.
And ironically, we tried to reach him to get comment because you made those comments in the book. He's in prison, so we couldn't reach him.